When most people hear the word ramen, they picture a simple bowl of noodles in broth. But in Japan, ramen is far more than that. Different cities and regions have developed their own unique styles over decades, sometimes even centuries. The broth changes, the noodles change, the toppings change, and even the way people eat ramen can vary depending on where you are. Some bowls are rich and creamy, others are light and salty, some are packed with seafood flavors, while others rely heavily on pork or chicken. And because every region has its own climate, history, and local ingredients, ramen became a reflection of local culture itself. So in this video, we'll uncover the different types of ramen across Japan. What makes each one special? Ramen shops can be found almost everywhere in the world. But many people don't realize that the ramen they know might represent only one small corner of Japan's ramen culture. Let's dive into it right here on History of Simple Things. When people think of regional ramen, one of the first styles that usually comes to mind is Sapporo Ramen from Hokkaido, the northernmost part of Japan. Hokkaido is famous for its brutally cold winters, and that climate helped shape the ramen itself. Sapporo Ramen is known for its rich miso-based broth, which is warm, hearty, and incredibly filling. The soup is often made with pork stock and flavored with miso paste, giving it a deep, savory taste with a slightly nutty flavor. The noodles are usually thick and curly, designed to hold onto the heavy broth. Typical toppings include butter, corn, bean sprouts, green onions, and slices of pork chashu. The butter and corn combination may sound unusual to some people, but it became popular because dairy farming is common in Hokkaido. Sapporo Ramen really exploded in popularity after World War II, especially during Japan's economic recovery. Today, it's considered one of the country's big three ramen styles. And honestly, if you've ever eaten ramen on a freezing day, you'll understand exactly why this style became so popular in the north. Now let's travel all the way south to Fukuoka, home of Hakata Ramen. This style is almost the complete opposite of Sapporo Ramen. Instead of miso, Hakata Ramen is famous for tonkotsu broth, a creamy white soup made by boiling pork bones for many hours, sometimes even an entire day. The result is incredibly rich and silky. The broth becomes almost milky because collagen and fat from the bones break down into the soup. Hakata Ramen also uses very thin, straight noodles. Since they cook quickly, customers can order extra noodles called katama instead of buying a whole new bowl of soup. This system became popular because many ramen stands in Fukuoka served busy workers who wanted fast meals. One interesting thing about tonkotsu ramen is the smell. During cooking, the pork broth can produce an extremely strong aroma. Some people love it immediately. Others need time to get used to it. But today, Hakata-style tonkotsu ramen has become one of the most internationally recognized ramen types in the world. Tokyo Ramen is probably the closest thing to what many people picture as classic ramen. It usually features a soy sauce-based broth called shoyu ramen, made with chicken stock and ingredients like dried fish or seaweed for a lighter but balanced flavor. The noodles are medium thin and curly, while toppings often include pork, bamboo shoots, green onions, and seaweed. Tokyo Ramen became popular after World War II as ramen stalls spread across the city, offering cheap and comforting meals for workers and students. What makes this style special is its balance. Nothing is too heavy or overpowering, which helped Tokyo Ramen become the standard image of ramen for much of the world. Kitakata Ramen from Fukushima is famous for its wide, curly noodles and lighter soy sauce broth. But what really makes it unique is that many locals eat it for breakfast. This tradition started because workers wanted a warm and filling meal before long days of labor. Over time, morning ramen became part of the city's culture. The broth is lighter than richer tonkotsu styles, while the noodles are thick and chewy without feeling too heavy. Today, Kitakata is considered one of Japan's major ramen cities, and honestly, breakfast ramen sounds strange until you try it. Onomichi Ramen from Hiroshima may look simple at first, but it has one standout feature: floating pork fat droplets on the surface of the broth. The soup combines soy sauce broth with seafood flavors, creating a rich but balanced taste that reflects the city's coastal culture. The noodles are usually flat and firm with simple toppings. As a port town, Onomichi naturally incorporated seafood into its ramen over time. It may not be as famous internationally as tonkotsu ramen, but many ramen fans see it as one of Japan's hidden gems. So why does Japan have so many different ramen styles? It mainly comes down to geography and local ingredients. Coastal areas often use seafood flavors. Farming regions rely more on miso and vegetables, and colder northern regions favor rich, fatty broths to stay warm. Climate also matters. Heavy, oily ramen works well in freezing weather, while lighter broths feel better in warmer places. On top of that, competition between ramen shops pushed creativity. Every region wanted its own signature style, so cooks started experimenting and refining recipes. What makes ramen so fascinating is that it's not just one dish. It's hundreds of different local interpretations of the same basic idea: noodles and broth. A bowl from northern Japan can taste completely different from one made in the south. Some are creamy, some are salty, some are seafood heavy, and some are loaded with pork fat. Yet all of them are still considered ramen. So the next time you eat ramen, there's a good chance you're tasting a tiny piece of regional history without even realizing it. And honestly, that might be one of the coolest things about food. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.